So, welcome to Confidence 101. Oh,
quite repay. And though sometimes my thanks are few, you stuck with me all the way. I've been told to count my blessings and give thanks till you come with me. I can't deny those blessings, so
Hi guys, as I promised in my last video, 2 weeks on, I have uploaded. We are getting somewhere. Oh, I hope everyone is well. I hope everyone is good. It feels really good to be back, and it's so funny because I tried to record this video already and I was just so stiff. I was just like this. I was just like, wow, like I need to actually get back into the flow of things. So I'm going to do a series on confidence, pretty much Godfidence, and I think I'm going to call it Godfidence 101. Hopefully that doesn't change, but I'll just see what God says, really. So it's going to be a 3-part series. The first part is this video, and it's basically going to talk about my journey from confidence to Godfidence. The second part is overcoming the fear of failure, so it's kind of like a testimony. And then the third video is going to be on boldness, a feeling of self-assurance arising from an appreciation of one's own abilities or qualities. Okay, so that's confidence. So we're going to think about, okay, cool, what is Godfidence? I'm actually going to get gassed, you know. An assurance of mind and a firm belief in the heart in the reality of God, and possessing the courage to become completely who God has called you to be and to do what he has called you to do. That, my friend, is Godfidence. Can y'all see the difference here? You can actually see where this is going. I'm talking about my confidence journey now. So pretty much throughout my life, like I was pretty confident. I had supportive parents, so I had like pretty much a stable household, friendship wise. So in school I never really struggled to make friends or maintain friends, so I had the same pretty much the same group of friends for the whole of secondary school, so and sixth form. So the age of 11 to 18, I pretty much had the same group of friends. So you can see how just like regular and stable my life was, and you know, nothing really going on. Obviously you have your typical kind of teenage, like, oh, who's really my friend, or like, you just kind of have like your friendship tips, especially because I went to a girls' school as well, so you can imagine how that was. But I didn't really get too much involved in that kind of stuff anyway. I was pretty chill. I was just kind of just like doing me, just cracking jokes. I just wanted to have fun with my friends and get good grades. So even in terms of academics, like I pretty much got good grades. I didn't really struggle, and even if I did, you know, bad on a test or bad in an exam, I wouldn't internalize it and use it as to kind of define myself. I just thought, okay, there's something that I don't know, and I just don't know it right now. That's my only disadvantage, but I'm gonna know it. I'm gonna learn it. I'm gonna get the hang of this. I was quite resilient. I remember during my A-levels. Oh, so I did A-level maths. Yeah, y'all know about A-level maths, and it came to, so we did a mock, and in that mock exam I got a C, and I'm just like, wow, like I'm really trying to get into uni here, so I can't really have a C as a predicted grade. So I was just like, I went to the teacher and said, you give me another mock. Yeah, another mock I got a D, but I didn't think, oh my gosh, I'm stupid. I worked hard. I just thought, you know, if you work hard, you're going to get to where you want to go. So I worked hard and I got an A star, and my teacher was silenced. So that's the kind of person I was during school, just growing up. I was just like myself. If someone, you know, made fun of me or called me ugly or something, I'll just be like, okay. So I went to uni. Got into my uni with my grades, okay. Went to Manchester. After that I changed unis and I went to Leicester, and that's when it just did a complete a 360, 570, whatever you want to call it. It was just a bit of a madness, you know. So I changed unis, and I obviously, you know, I studied financial maths, and during A levels, like maths was pretty much, I was good at maths. It was my favourite subject, you know, predicted what C or D, got, you know, A star in exams and stuff like that. Like, I was doing well. So I thought, okay, I've changed my course. Like, in school I was a maths don, alright? So when I get here, like, it's gonna be the same, finna turn up. And I still worked hard. Like, I still would study, I still revised, but it wasn't reflecting in my grades. It really wasn't reflecting in my grades, and that hit me hard. And also, like, when I changed unis, if I'm gonna be honest, like, I was used to kind of being the girl that I never had to go above and beyond to fit in. I never had to go above and beyond to make friends, to keep friends. I just kind of attracted people, or just in general, it just wasn't hard for me. Changed unis now, and it was the first time in my life where I was just like, wow, like, I don't really fit in here. You know, just, I've always had, you know, the same group of friends. I didn't have a group of friends. I was pretty much just for a long time, a long while, it was a lone shoulder, so a long soldier. So that even hit me hard as well, because I realised that a lot of my confidence came in my academic abilities. A lot of my confidence came in the fact that, you know, I was a likable person, I was an accepted person, I fit in, I was, you know, everything, yeah. And because that had never been taken away from me, I didn't know that. Not all of my confidence, but a majority of my confidence was kind of based on that. So this kind of hit me harder than it should have. And what happened is it opened the door to just a lot of insecurities to just come into my life. And it's so funny because I feel like a lot of teenage girls went through this in secondary school, but I couldn't really relate. I wasn't like pompous or arrogant, but I was just myself and I was just chill. I was a bit loud and crazy, but I could see that, you know, people going through depression or anxiety, or they were really insecure about how they looked or their weight, or just like when they did bad in the test, they would cry and stuff like that. And just, you know, and I couldn't really understand. I would empathize and be like, oh, you know, just being a good friend, like, oh, it's like, you're gonna be okay, or oh, you're beautiful, like, oh, don't worry, just trying to cheer people up. But I couldn't really understand it, and I couldn't really understand how your mind could get there. Cool. Until now, I really cared about what people thought about me. Got to a point where I was just quite anxious, a bit paranoid. So I was just always thinking, oh, maybe I should do this, maybe do that, or maybe they don't like me. You know how your mind just kind of goes, yeah, like that. Kind of spiraled out of control. I was just really self-conscious. I really just wasn't as outgoing as I was before uni, and kind of had this kind of just a mental barrier over myself that I just couldn't push through. I knew what I knew what I was capable of. I knew the person that I really was. I knew the person that I was kind of before. But at the same time, it's just like I didn't really want to be that person, because my confidence came from, as I said, those other things. And I'm just like, if that's what it was based on, I don't even want that either. You know, when the motivation's so low, like even when you're walking to the exam, I had so much self-doubt. I had lack of exam confidence as well. So for example, like even in the exams, I would feel like extra pressure that I've never really felt before I went to that uni. One time I was in an exam and my mind went blank. Half the paper couldn't write. Like, it was serious. And it's so funny because I got a 2-1. That's why I say that God's grace is unbelievable. God is so merciful, and God is faithful. God is faithful. And that's for my next video, overcoming the fear of failure, because your girl done overcame now. Your girl done overcame. On my really, really bad days, like when my confidence was just so low and my paranoia was just so sky high, I wouldn't even wear certain outfits. I didn't want to attract attention, because when you attract attention, like people look at you and then you're thinking, what are they, as I said, what are they thinking of me and stuff like that. It was just so like, not me. Yeah. One time, I was wearing like a bright coral t-shirt, and we went to Sainsbury's. I went to Sainsbury's with my friends, and Sainsbury's bag's orange, and we're going to an event. And I was so paranoid that I was like, okay, I've got a bright coral t-shirt and I'm carrying this bright Sainsbury's bag. That is too much. People are gonna look at me. So I told my friends, like, please, I literally begged, I was like, please, can you carry this orange bag? And she thought I was crazy. And that's the day I knew, like, oh my gosh, I am actually crazy, because ain't nobody looking at you, ain't nobody watching you like that. You know, at the back of your head, like, no one's looking at you, no one's watching you. It made me kind of even dim my light and not be myself and not be as expressive, because my natural self attracts attention sometimes, not all the time, just sometimes, you know. I'm not that all the time, you know. So yeah, I was not myself. I was like a compact version. I put myself in a box, because I was like, you stay in this box, you be in this box, and you just keep going on your way. Yeah, that's how we're gonna do it. Yeah, cool. It was actually quite hard to admit as well, but this is for somebody, so I'm gonna keep on going. Right, so when did things change? What was my eureka moment? As some of you may know, I did a summer internship last summer, and my line manager, who was kind of like my mentor, my supervisor, and also my manager throughout the whole internship, I would have weekly reviews to him to track my progress and things like that. And first meeting I had with him, he sat me down and he said, you need to believe in yourself. I can tell you don't believe in yourself. And I was thinking, is it that bad that you've only known me for under a week and you can see that I don't believe in myself, you can see that my self-esteem is low, you can see that my confidence is low? That really hit me. I was just like, wow, things need to change. Cool. And then there was one day at church, you know, just, you know, when they're like, oh, hold the person next to you and pray for them for XYZ. Held the woman next to me, you know, and she started praying. And obviously I was praying too, but I couldn't hear her prayer. So, and she started praying about my confidence, and I'm just like, obviously she doesn't know me, it's the Holy Spirit. And I'm just like, okay, this is too much. And then I think the final straw for me was when I went to a retreat, and there was a pastor going around praying for people, and she prayed for me, and then she whispered in my ear and she said, God said you need to pray for boldness. I'm just like, okay, I get it. Like, the last point when she said I need to pray for boldness, like, my confidence journey had already been starting from when my manager said, you know, I don't believe in myself. I was like, no, this needs to change, because I serve a living God. Like, I serve a living God. It was those 3 moments where the penny just drops, like, no, we need to do something about this. Because I was just thinking to myself, like, how can you be a Christian and not be confident? It doesn't make sense. There's no such thing as a Christian that's not confident. I feel like it's a walking oxymoron. Like, even if you're a shy person, being shy, you can still be confident and be shy. It just takes you longer to open up. But it doesn't make sense, because it's like, how, you know, we're pretty much called, you know, to go out to preach the gospel. We're pretty much to go out to show love and to show all these things. And how can you do that if you're not confident? Do you understand? How can you be a Christian? How can you believe in God, a God that you believe is the creator of the universe and the ruler of the universe? How can you not be confident? How are you supposed to defend your faith? How are you supposed to pick up your cross every day? How are you supposed to evangelize? How are people even supposed to believe you're a Christian when you say you are, if you're not even confident about it? If there's anything I've realized in this day and age, is people will try you to see how far you can go, and if you're not confident in something, you will break. So the first thing I did was check what my source of my confidence was, and then that's when I realized, you know, social acceptance, and which isn't bad, because, you know, I feel like everyone slightly wants to be accepted, but I feel like mine just, a lot of it came from that. Social acceptance, academic abilities, gifts, whatever. I said, okay, cool. What is the next step? What do I do now? And I analysed my foundation, and sometimes there was a point where I was just like, oh, like, because, you know, before I went to uni, I wasn't saved, and I was just like, oh, you know, I want to go back to how I was. Maybe I should go back to how I was before I was saved. Maybe being saved is what you know, is what took away my confidence. Maybe, do you know what I mean? And it's like, no. I know what God has done in my life. Yeah, I've been through something, but I know what God has done in my life. And I realised that, you know, when you're saved, when you give your life to Christ, you have to go through a period of brokenness as well. The foundation of my confidence wasn't strong enough it wasn't strong enough, and God loved me so much that he broke it down to make sure that it was built on something firm, because there is a work that God is going to do in me. There's a work that God is going to do in you. You need to have a solid foundation for what God is about to do in your life, and that's what he came into my life to do, to make sure that my foundation is solid. It's solid. And that's the day I decided, I was like, nah, the foundation of my confidence, the foundation of my life, I had to reevaluate everything. The foundation, it has to be God, it has to be Christ, it has to be everlasting. I just want us all to be real with ourselves right now, and you know, search yourself and just search your heart and see where it comes from, because even a lot of us, you know, we're feeling down, we're feeling out, and then we met that person who saw the beauty in us and they made us confident about ourselves and realized what we're worth and blah blah blah. If that person goes tomorrow, what are you gonna do? If that person tomorrow is not there to remind you how beautiful and how amazing you are, what are you gonna do? You're gonna just go into your next boyfriend. Everything is temporary. Okay, you're gonna get another degree, you're gonna get another career to define yourself. Just gonna be hopping. Are you just gonna be like that person that just sways with the wind? Sways with the wind? What is your anchor? I know this is for someone, definitely, and I didn't really want to share this because it's kind of embarrassing as well. Like, I don't know, like my confidence was so low that obviously, you know, I did stop doing YouTube for a while. I had every intention to come back, but I knew I had to be transparent. I knew I had to be vulnerable, and I just was not confident enough just in what God has called me to do and who God has created me to be, that I was just like, oh, that's too much. I'm not trying to be naked on the camera, not physically, but you know what I mean. Jeremiah 17 verse 7 to 9 says, oh, like this is just, yeah, blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord and whose hope is in the Lord, for he shall be like a tree planted by the waters, which spreads out its roots by the river, and will not fear when heat comes, but its leaf will be evergreen, and will not be anxious in the year of drought, nor will cease from yielding fruit. I don't know about you, but what stuck out to me here was that I want to be evergreen. Life changes, but I want to be so deep rooted in Christ that I will just not be swayed by it. Oh, this is changing, maybe I should go there, maybe I should do this, doubting myself, letting my confidence be hit left, right and center. No, I want to be so deep rooted. I want my foundation to be strong, that I'm evergreen. I stay bearing good fruit no matter the season. Yes, that's what we are about.